Welcome to the last day of this course. So just confirm me in chat if you are able to see my screen and if you are able to hear me. Okay, cool. So yesterday we understood the concept of how CDS came into picture, why code push down is necessary, and why are we shifting from the classical ABAP programming model, that is your data to code to data, wherein we will be fully utilizing HANA's potential to get optimized performance and faster execution and to give a better end user oriented result to our clients and our customers. And so we saw how in core data services we can make use of your case expression, we can make use of the inbuilt functions, how to make use of the system variables as in the system date, client, user and language. And we also saw the common different annotations as in the mandatory annotation, which is ABAP catalog.sql view name, and the preserve key, and the element level annotations which can be done before the element or at the trailing of the element. So guys, just confirm me in chat the assignment that which I gave yesterday, how many of you have done it, as in to create a CDS view and apply all the concepts. Has anyone done that? I did not get any response. Okay, Raghu, so you did not do that. Anyone else? Okay, so fine then. Do complete it by today. So somebody has completed. Person who has completed, can you just ping me your the name of your CDS view? Okay, fine then. So now today first I'll show you the CDS views that we created. How does it get transported via a TR? So once you log into your SAP system, then your fine. So see here. So if you see as a part of your TR, can you see here as a part of my TR, whenever I'm capturing any CDS views in my TR, it only captures your DDL source. If you see here properly, it only captures your DDL source, nothing else. It only captures your DDL source. So only the DDL source is coming here. It will neither show you your CDS view entity, neither it will show your associated SQL view. You will just be able to see your DDL source. So as a part, whenever you are capturing your CDS view into TR, for transportation purpose from one landscape to other landscape, you need to take into consideration that as if you go to the object list of this TR, you will be only able to see your DDL source and nothing else, only the data definition language source. And if you want to check what is the CDS view and the SQL view associated with it, then you need to go to your DDL dependency table, put this object name, and it will show you your this thing. What do you say? The CDS view, and your SQL view. So if I give you go to SE11, go to your DDL dependency table. Suppose I give this name and I give your in the object in the DDL name, I give the DDL source name. See here, as I showed you yesterday, similarly. So what I want you to do, what I want now you to do is, whatever CDS views you had created yesterday, remember. So I want you to create a fresh CDS view. Give the DDL source name different from your CDS view name. Just I want you to check one thing. Give your DDL source name different from your CDS view name and observe the TR where you have captured your DDL source. See whether it is showing your DDL source name or whether it is showing your CDS view name. So you understood what you need to do now? Whatever CDS views you had created yesterday, just try to copy that, create a fresh CDS view, give the DDL source name different from the name of the CDS view, and then capture it in a TR and see whether it is showing only your DDL source name or whether it is showing your CDS view name. Here in this case, since in all my cases the DDL source name and the CDS view names were same, so what I want you to do now is copy that CDS view or create a fresh CDS view, give the CDS name and the DDL source name as different and capture it in a TR and tell me. So you've got 5 minutes from now, please finish it up fast. You understood what you need to do? Okay, so 5 minutes from now, please finish it up. Please let me know what are you observing. So Ritesh and Avnish, we are practicing something. I think you people have joined late. So we are practicing as in like how to transport a DDL source with the help of a TR and what you basically observe as in the contents of a TR. Bharti, just restart your Eclipse. Maybe your Eclipse is not loaded properly. Or give it some time. Guys, is it done? Can we proceed? So first tell me one thing. Okay, Raghu, tell me one thing. So what is the name of your DDL source that you have given? Can you ping it here? So Raghu, can you just ping me your DDL source name? Okay, zdemo underscore CDS. So guys, see, one of our participants has clearly done it. He has given the DDL source name as zdemo underscore CDS. And can you see here, the CDS view name is different. Yesterday the point which we were discussing. The CDS view name is different as compared to your DDL source name, and obviously the SQL view name has to be different. So Raghu, so tell me now one thing, when you have transported this to your TR, what did you observe? In your TR, the DDL source got captured or the CDS view got captured? So you understood, so you have understood the concept, right? That the DDL source gets captured as a part of your TR movement, right? Okay. What about the others? Have they completed it? Can we proceed forward? Okay. So one thing, in most of the cases, my DDL source and my CDS view name in 98 or 99% scenario, it will be same. Just for understanding from the TR transportation purpose, I wanted you to segregate so that you can clearly understand that this DDL source gets captured as a part of your TR movement and not the CDS view. But in 99% of the real-time scenarios, your CDS view name and your DDL source name will be same. Though it is not mandatory that it has to be same, but it will be same. Cool. Okay. So yesterday that we had seen case expression and typecasting and the use of the system variables and all. Now there is one more concept, as in that we can use the arithmetic expressions as a part of your calculated columns or as a part of casting or any inbuilt functions or anything. Okay, so what do I mean by that? When you are trying to select the columns as a part of the elements of your CDS view entity, then you can apply arithmetic operators to get the final calculated column. This is what I am talking about. So suppose when I am selecting one element as seats max, seats occupied and seats maximum business class and seats maximum F class, then suppose if I want to add seats occupied, maximum business and maximum of the F, I can add these three as in this way and get a calculated column as my output, and I've given the alias name as this. Okay. Similarly, suppose if I want to multiply the value of any column, in the same way I can multiply and get the outputted column in terms of the multiplication value. So suppose if I show you the output of the CDS view, then just guys, if you're practicing, request you all to please log out of the system. So when I'm teaching, please do not practice. When I'm giving you time to practice, then only practice. Please log out of the system if you are still logged into the system. Okay, till the output comes, we'll cover one more important part. So as a part of your arithmetic expression, only 4 arithmetic operations and brackets are included. Okay, so if I say as a part of your arithmetic expressions, what all are allowed are, you can do a addition, you can do a subtraction, you can do a multiplication, and you can do a division. Okay, and apart from that you can use brackets, open bracket and close bracket. Okay, so finally, so the output came. So if you see seats occupied, seats maximum business class and seats maximum F. So if I want to have such a real case scenario wherein suppose for the some particular two previous columns, I want to add the sum of those two columns and show it as an output in one of my outputted column. Simply just add the values. See what I have done. I have done nothing. Simply just add those column fields and it will give you your outputted column. This is my outputted column wherein I have just applied the sum operator to these three elements, as in these three fields, and I am getting the outputted column. So if you add this and this and this, similarly I am getting the entire output. Can you see? And similarly, when I want to do a total price on this, so this is my price, and I want to do a multiplication on that, 2 into the price. Again, I am getting outputted column with the help of this. So as I was telling, in terms of my arithmetic expressions, there are 4 arithmetic expressions allowed. It is plus, minus, multiplication, and division. So in ABAP, we apply mod and all those things also, right? But here mod and all are not supported as of now. Only plus, minus, multiplication, division, open bracket, close bracket. So now the point that you need to keep in mind is that basically there can be 3 types of arithmetic expressions. Sorry, these are the 4 arithmetic operators. So the arithmetic operators allowed are plus, minus, division, and multiplication, and open bracket, close bracket. And in terms of the arithmetic expressions, only 3 are allowed. That is, first is the integer expression. So what do you mean by the integer expression is that for an integer expression to be an outputted column, all the operands, that is all the operands, please keep in mind, all the operands to have integer type only. What do I mean by that is that when you are applying the arithmetic expression in terms for the integer expression, all the operands, operand 1, operand 2, operand 3, all these operands to have integer type only. And what are the different integer types? As in int1, int2, and int4, depending on the length and all. Okay. So for the integer expressions, all the operands to have integer type only. Please keep this in mind. Integer type only, no deviation. Okay. Similarly, for the other one, as in your decimal expression, this was my integer expression, right? Similarly, for the decimal expression, at least one operand, at least. So at least one operand has to have a decimal type. Please keep this in mind because this will be very much important, and these arithmetic expressions will keep on coming, because as a part of your data modeling, you will be doing all sorts of expressions, calculations, aggregations, case expression, everything on your code push down as a part of your CDS view. So you need to keep this in mind, otherwise it will give you wrong errors, or otherwise the output will not come. So as a part of your decimal expression, at least one operand has to have a decimal type. And when I say decimal type, what do I mean? DC, CURR, and QUAN. As we had discussed yesterday, currency and quantity, remember? @semantics dot unit of measure and @semantics dot currency code. Remember? Similarly, there is one more, DEC, which you already know. So for the decimal expression, at least one operand has to have a decimal type. So otherwise it will not work. So if you see here, price, if I navigate to this price, suppose, let us first show me this all 3 things. Okay. Suppose if I navigate to the seats occupied, seats max B and seats max F, what is the data type of this? Now if I do a F3 on the data element, let me show. If you see integer 4, can you see integer 4? Similarly, seats max B. If I do a navigation on this, guys, it's a genuine request, people, if you are logging into the system, please don't log in at this time. So see, this is also integer 4. Okay. Similarly, if I show you this one, this is also an integer 4. So as I told you, for arithmetic expressions, sorry, the integer expressions, all the operands to have integer type. So this holds true, right? Now let me show you the integer, the data type of the price. Yes, yes, yes. Whatever calculated columns you are using, you can use. So you want to ask that can we use our calculated columns and a new columns as aggregation, right? Yes, whatever calculated columns you are getting, you can again, but you need to see the use case. But why do you want to again use this calculated columns as your new columns? Because already you will be performing all your calculations as a part of that. So here, whatever inbuilt functions are allowed, only that will be allowed at your CDS layer. You cannot use everything like ABAP. Whatever inbuilt CDS are allowed, only that will be allowed. So now I was selling this S underscore price. Mohit, is it clear? Instead of reusing that calculated column, you can apply the entire calculation on your column and get the final output. Because CDS gives you the feasibility of using brackets and all, right? So you can do your entire calculation on a single line and get the final output. Is it clear, Mohit? You can try that out with the real use case. So where were we? Yeah. See here, for the price, it is of data type CURR, right? And what did I tell here? At least one operand has to have a decimal type, that is DEC, CURR, QAN. So now we have covered integer expression, decimal expression. Now let me go to the third point. So now in the third point, so you can do grouping and aggregation and everything in CDS. You can do grouping of fields based on, yes, you can do sorted. Because since you can sort it as a part of your entire SQL query, as a part of your where condition and order by and everything, you can do a grouping based on the group by. You can do everything. So now we saw integer expression, decimal expression. Then the third is your floating point expression. So as a part of your floating point expressions, it is mandatory that all operands have to have FLTP type, without which the floating point expression will not work at all. It is mandatory that all the operands to have FLTP type. So here, one point that you need to consider is that since for floating point expressions, all the operands to have FLTP type, and one more important point is that as a part of your floating point expression, only this operator is allowed. Only the division operator is allowed as a part of your floating point expression. Now if you see here, what did I say? As a part of my floating point expression, only division is allowed, right? So since only division is allowed, if you see, I have used this division operator, and since only floating point expression is allowed, so how will you achieve? Yesterday the concept that we understood, cast operand as target type. So this was in my integer format, right? I will cast this as my floating point type. Similarly, I will cast this also as my floating point type. Then only I'll be able to use the division operator. And also one more very important point is that if any one operand has type floating point, all operands require FLTP. So if any one operand has type floating point, all operands require FLTP type. What do I mean is that, suppose example, I'll show you. What will I do is, I'll remove this. Today the system is very slow. Okay, and so wait. Okay, can you see this? Division only allowed for floating numbers. Right operand has type integer 4. So what did I say you? First of all, that if any one operand has type floating point, then all operands require the type as floating point. Otherwise, it will keep on giving you error. So since this is, I have already casted this to a floating point type, so I also need to make this also as my floating point type. Otherwise, it will keep on throwing you error. Yes, FLTP floating point. Second point that I had told you, that for this division only floating point expressions are allowed, right? Suppose now what I do here, I just seats occupied divided by seats max as ratio 1. Fine, cool. Now see, look at this. Division x by y is only allowed for the floating point numbers. It clearly specifies. So you need to keep in mind that whenever you are using a division operator, you need to make use of the floating point type. And if any one operand has a floating point type, you need to convert all into floating point types. If they are by default floating point types, then it's fine, not an issue. If it is not, you need to make use of this cast operator. That's why the cast operator plays a very major role in converting from one operand type to another target type. So you need to keep these 4 points in your mind all the time whenever you are trying to do a data modeling with the help of a CDS view and you are trying to get the calculated output columns. That as of now only these 4 arithmetic operators plus there is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division and brackets are allowed, and in terms of only 3 types of expressions are allowed, that is integer expression, decimal expression and the floating point expression. In terms of the integer expression, all your operands have to have integer type, otherwise it's not gonna work. For your decimal expression, at least one operand has to have a decimal type. And what are the different types? DEC, that is the decimal, COR, currency and the quantity. Fine. And for the floating point, okay, one more important point here. In this decimal expression, no operand of type FLTP should be there. There should not be any operand of type FLTP. Please keep this in mind. No operand of type FLTP. There should not be any operand of type FLTP. And for the floating point expressions, all the operands to have FLTP type, and whenever you are using a division by operator, only the floating point expressions are allowed. And if by default if they are floating point expression, then it's fine. In case if it is not there, then you need to make sure that you need to use this cast operator, which is very important. This cast operator is very important. You need to make sure that you please take it into consideration. this cast operator. Is it clear? All these 4 points are clear? Is it clear to everyone? What are the different arithmetic operators and the arithmetic expressions that you need to keep in mind and the points? So what I want you to do now, the CDS view that we have built yesterday, on top of that, I want you to make use of these arithmetic expressions, combine all these use cases and do a hands-on for 10 minutes and see all the points that I have used. See how it is the behaving. Use some different types, use all integer types, use some decimal expression, use some floating point types, and see how you are getting the outputted column. And the question that Mohit asked, Mohit, you try to do all the arithmetic expressions by using 6-7 columns and get your final one and tell me how it is behaving. Do all your arithmetic expressions, but while doing arithmetic expressions, please do keep in mind that you need to keep these 4 points in mind. Okay, so 10 minutes from now on, please practice. I am keeping this part open so that you can refer to all these important points. Okay, fine guys. Is it clear to everyone? Stuti, is it clear? Raghu, Izaz, everyone, it is clear, right? Okay, 10 minutes from now, so please practice. I am opening this part for you so that you can refer to all these 4 points. Please make use of all the expressions as I showed you. Plus, minus, division, multiplication, everything. And Mohit, the use case that you told, try that one. Use 5-6 columns, do all kinds of arithmetic calculation in that, and finally show as one output. Is it clear, Mohit? Mohit, are you there? Okay, just try that out, please. Okay, fine then. Sayyid, we are not speaking anything, we are practicing. Kindly focus on the same. No issues. So we are practicing on the arithmetic expressions. Okay. So we understood the different the arithmetic operators which are allowed and the three types of expressions. That is the integer expression, the decimal expressions, and the floating point expressions. So what you can do is you can refer to these points and practice the same. So guys, is it done? Hello, am I audible? Are you there? So you people have done it, right? So now question to Mohit. Did you try the question that you're asking me? I told you to do a calculation of 6-7 columns by applying everything. Did you try that out? Mohit, are you there? Maybe Mohit is not there. Okay, fine then Mohit, okay. Once you try, you let me know. Fine. Okay, so fine guys, so you can practice it after the training. As of now, please log out of the system. I want to show you something. So remember yesterday we had discussed about the key that is at the rate client handling, remember? So at the rate client handling we had discussed yesterday. So this annotation got introduced as a part of NetWeaver Stack 7.51 only. Before that we had a different annotation which was at the rate client dependent. Now if I try to give at the rate client dependent, it will not work. See this, it will not show me anything because this has become obsolete. So if in any old systems, if you see at the rate client dependent, do not get confused. At the rate client dependent is a part of your replacement of at the rate client handling type, and at the rate client dependent has become obsolete since NetWeaver Stack 7.51. So what do I mean to say is that at the rate client dependent is your equivalence of at the rate client handling. So with NetWeaver Stack 7.51, this came into picture at the rate client handling, and this has become obsolete. So if any of your systems, wherever the projects you are working at, if it has any old systems on NetWeaver Stack less than 7.5, then you will be able to see at the rate client dependent. In this system here, I won't be able to show you because with 7.51 that has become obsolete, and this is a 7.53 system. So at the rate client handling came into picture as a part of NetWeaver Stack 7.51, and this is the equivalence of at the rate client dependent, which has become obsolete. Fine, please keep this in mind. Okay, so now one more thing. Fine then. So see here, if you see this annotation @end user text dot label, as as the name suggests that this whatever name you provide here this acts as a semantic annotation as a part of your end user text, right? One more point which I need to add here is that this is one of my translatable text annotations. This is one of my translatable text annotations. So what do I mean by that is that this language, whatever I have written here, this can be translated to other language as well. That's why I am telling it, this is my translatable text annotation, that it can be translated into other language. So how to translate it to other language? Suppose guys, I request if you have logged into the system, please log out of the system. You can re-practice the same once we have done with it. So see here, if I go to your T code called SE63, fine. In my SE63, click on go to short texts, click on A5 user interface texts, and click on DDLS CDS view. And here, whatever object name you want to give the object name. Suppose the object name that I want to give is, this is my DDL source name as well as this is my Guys, it's a request, if anyone of you have logged into the system, please log out of the system. Okay. So see here, what I am trying to say is that whatever translatable text you have as a part of your this DDL source. Now if I give my DDL source name, now since my original the source language is in English, right? There's CDS demo for training, carrier ID, here the end user text label is home page, right? So since my already source language is English, suppose if I want to convert it to your target language as German. So now if I click on edit here, okay, so what you need to do here is, for that respective English language, you need to provide the German languages here. I have already provided the German language. What you need to do is, for your respective source language, you need to provide the target language. So suppose like I have converted this to German and I provide the source language, target language, source language, target language, source and target, and source and target. So whatever is your translatable text, everything will be showed here. So since I have 1, 2, 3, 4 translatable text, similarly for the 4 source languages I am giving you the target language as in the German. Once it is done, you need to transport this to your production landscape so that it will be applicable. So the T code for transporting this translatable text is SLXT. Enter on SLXT. So whatever is your target language, suppose my target language is German, you need to give the target language as German, give the description, click on the workbench request. Suppose my target language is German, right? I will give it as an individual language. create a new request. Suppose I'll give it as a text translation. Here make it as a workbench request. Fine. Then in your processing data, make gives today's whatever date it is. Suppose I'll give it as 26. Now in your object type, give as DDLS, and in the object processor, whatever is your user ID. Fine. So here in the target language, give the target language whatever you want to convert from your source language to the target language. Click on the individual language, click on create a new request, click on workbench request, give the processing date, and then give the object type as DDLS, DDL source, and the object processor, and click on enter. Once you click on enter, a TR will be generated and you will be able to see like this. So language D text translation, and see here translation for data definition language source to German DE. This one will be captured as a part of your TR. So two things that you need to do. One is SE63 and the second is your SLXT. So in your project, if you get a requirement that you need to convert from the translatable text from your source language to some other language, as in which your client is, suppose if your client is from Germany and they want that the translatable text to be in German language, then you need to make use of these two T codes to translate all the translatable text from your source language to any target language, and through this you will convert the same, and through this you will be able to transport the same. I'll be giving you a detailed document on the step by step as to how you can convert from one language to the other language, and also how to transport the step, wherein I have showed all the steps as I told you through SE63 and through SLXT. I'll be sharing the document with you, wherein you can refer as to how to store transform from one source language to a target language, as in with respect to the translatable text, and also how to transport the same. So since after that you have done it, there are two important classes with the help of which you will be able to see whatever translatable texts are in different languages. So let me just open that. Guys, if you have still logged into the system, please can you log out of the system? Today the system is already behaving very slow. Okay. So see this. What you can do is there is a class CLDDDL annotation service, get label for element and get label for entity. So what this will do is this will give you the whatever source language and the target language that you have. So what do I mean by this is, suppose if I uncomment this and pass this as D, okay, and also pass this as D. Now again I activate this. Okay, and now if I activate this F8, The system is very slow. Okay, see here. See here. For here, what I had done, I had given the get label for element and get label for entity, right? For both the cases, I had given the language as D, that is in German. So whatever language is there in German for the char ID and for my CDS entity. So get label for element will give you my translatable text for your element, and get label for entity will give you the translatable text for your CDS view entity. So for this one, suppose if I give English as E, and again if I activate the same, and do an execution, and see here, it is showing in English now. CDS demo for training and carrier ID is coming in still my German. So one important point that you should keep in mind is that if I do not specify any language, since I am here specifying the language, suppose if I do not specify any language, suppose if I comment these two lines. So if I do not specify any language, now this is coming in German, right? This is coming in German. So if I'm not specifying any language, and now if I again take the output of the same, see here, carrier ID. So the important point is, if you are not specifying any language, then E is passed by default. That is your source language. E is passed by default. If you pass the target language, then it will show you in the target language. So this class CLDD annotation underscore service, this is the class, and the method that you use for getting the translatable text for the element is get label for element, and for your CDS entity view is get label for entity. Get label for element, get label for entity. This remains the same, just this changes. This is for element, this is for entity. So if you pass the language, and if you pass by default, if you don't pass anything, then English will be, E will be passed by default. If otherwise, if you want to get in the target language that you have converted, you need to pass that target language, and it will be showing you in that the terms of the target language. Is this clear? The translatable text and how to transport it. And suppose if you want to see what all translatable text is there, is this clear, guys? Okay, fine then. So now let's unveil one surprise. So guys, you like surprises? I'm not getting any responses. Fine. So tell me one thing. Whatever we have studied till now, are you clear with all the concepts, right? Starting from day 1 till day as of now? Whatever we have studied till now, are you clear with all the concepts, right? Starting from day 1 to till now? Fine then. So what we will be having as of now, that we will be having a small test of 1 hour. Okay. Fine. So we will be having a small test. It will be a quiz type of an assignment. It will be having 50 questions, 50 questions. So you guys need 1 hour or you guys need 30 minutes? Tell me now. 30 minutes or 1 hour? Fine. So all are agreed to 30 minutes, right? Stuti, then Raghu, Mohit, Sayyid, Abhishek, 30 minutes, right? Cool then. So I'll be sharing the link of the test here, okay? And also I'll be telling someone, okay, I'll be sharing the link here. What you need to do is, whoever are in their respective WhatsApp groups, please do copy and paste the same in your respective WhatsApp groups. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be sharing the link here. 1 minute. So guys, I have shared the link of the test here. Can you just open it in your respective systems? And also it's a request, like Raghu and Stuti and all, in whatever groups you people are there, please copy paste the same and spread it across your WhatsApp groups. So Sayyid, we are going to have a surprise test now for half an hour. I have already shared the link in my in the chat history. If you see, okay, I'll be sharing the link again. I've shared the link. If you see, it will be, please request you to please just spread the link across all the WhatsApp groups. In whatever WhatsApp groups you are associated with, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, please spread the same across all your WhatsApp groups. So see, this page will open up, okay? It's a kind of a final evaluation. So please, first of all, wait, don't start. First of all, don't start. Wait, first of all, don't start. First of all, don't start. First, listen to me carefully, the instructions and guidelines. So your test will start from 8:45 to 9:15. It's a hard stop at 9:15. Okay. As you all agreed that it's an half an hour test, it will be starting at 8:45 and a hard stop at 9:15. Okay. General advice, please do not try to check from the codes or all. Whatever concepts you've understood, try to give it genuinely so that we understand how much you have understood as a part of our delivery model and how much in depth and the basics and the processes that you have understood. Second point, you need to provide your email address, name, which is mandatory, last name you can skip, and your email number. And the questions follow. The 50 questions are there. Every question has got 1 point. So once you give your test, we will be capturing all your responses. So the final results will be announced by SAP Yard at the part of the end of the day. Also, one more important point, that apart from this quiz, whatever assignments we have been giving you out as a part from day 1 to day 7 as of now, as in all the assignments related to all the weeks, you need to share all the assignments, complete this quiz. Anyways, you will be, as a part of this quiz, you will be completing this within the next half an hour. Complete all the assignments by tomorrow. Complete all the assignments by tomorrow. Share it with SAP Yard team. Whoever participants does all these things, as in they complete all the assignments and they complete the quiz, they will be given a certificate of completion by SAP Yard. Please note, the participants, whoever completes all the assignments and submits it to SAP ER team by tomorrow, as in all the assignments starting from week 1 to week 4, all the 7-day sessions covering all the concepts, okay, and as a part of this quiz completion, whoever does all these recommended prerequisites will be given a due certificate of completion by SAP ER. Is it clear to all? So are you excited with the first surprise that I have unveiled as of now? Are you excited, guys? So, general rules: do not discuss with any of the team members, do not discuss in WhatsApp. This is just to evaluate that how much you have grasped all the concepts, how much you remember whatever we have been delivering to you as a part from day 1, whatever we have delivered to you as a part of this 4 weeks, whatever collaboration we had as a part of this 4 weeks. We want to understand how much you have grasped the basics. See, requirements keep on changing, requirements keep on coming. It's about how much basics you understand, right? Am I right or am I wrong? If you don't understand the basics, you will never be able to deliver on the requirements. True? So, whatever I have tried to put the questions in a very basic thing, that whatever you have guys, you have understood as a part of this delivery model, as a part of this training course, we want to see that you people are able to show us the concept that you have understood and you are able to deliver on the same. Fine. So I hope that everybody has shared the link on all your WhatsApp groups. Stuti and Raghu and all, is it done? So Anthony, we will adjust the same. No, not an issue. You can take one more day. So fine then. We can give by Tuesday across all time zones. Is it comfortable for you, Anthony? If I do Tuesday across all time zones, Anthony, will it be comfortable for you? Okay, fine then. So Tuesday is the deadline. Okay. So all are agreeing to Tuesday. Fine. So it's 8:45, guys. Half an hour from now. Please start at 9:15. I do a hard stop. I want all of you to give your responses submitted by 9:15. There should not be any delay after 9:15, not even a 1 minute or 1 second, please. Okay, start. 9:15 is the hard stop, and let me see who is the first one to submit. So whoever submits, please ping to me privately on chat. Do not ping on the group. Guys, you start. Please don't waste time. 9:15 is the hard stop, not even a second or not even a 1 minute. 9:14:59, 9:15:00 hard stop. And the participants who complete the same, please ping to me privately on the chat. Ritesh, it will open. It is opening for everyone. Are you all able to access the same, right? Because nobody has yet told that they are not able to access the same. Cool, cool. Let's not waste time. Let's focus there. Let's focus on all the questions. 50 questions, 30 minutes. Let's see who is the winner. Guys, requirements will keep on changing. Basics have to be very clear. We should be strong with the basic fundamentals. Even if someone asks you at an odd time, you should be clear with the basics. Please keep in mind and do answer on that aspect. Hi guys, so how is it going? Has any one of you completed the same as of now? So two people have completed the same. Can you ping me first? Okay. Yeah, Raghu, do aram se, not an issue. The deadline is at 9:15. So Bharati and the other person who did it, the other person who did it, the guest that is showing me, can you tell me your good name? So Bala, did you complete the test? Okay, we'll wait for 12 more minutes so that everyone can complete. So Mohit, how are the questions? So Bharti completed, Mohit completed, Bala completed, Raghu, Pooja has completed. So till now I can see around 10 to 12 people have completed the test. So Abhishek and Sandeep both submitted. So guys, were the questions related to basic concepts, yes or no? So Manjula submitted, so 9 more minutes. So has everybody done it? Or we'll wait for 9 more minutes? Raghu, Stuti, Sayyad, Izaz. Okay, we'll wait, fine. We'll wait. Oh, yeah, Bilal, we'll wait, not an issue. I thought that everybody has done it. Guys, last 5 minutes. So Manny, did you inspire your name by the movie Dil Bechara, or like your name is Manny? Fine. Puja, not an issue. It's not about the marks, it's about the understanding that you have got. So whatever 33 questions that you answered correctly, are you clear with the concepts on the basis of that? So Pooja will connect after this session and will understand like where you went wrong, okay? Did you analyze the questions where you went wrong? Okay, fine then. So Raghu submitted. So last 3 minutes. So Deepti done. Miraj done. Last 3 minutes, guys. Ritesh, no 5 minutes, 3 minutes. You need to accommodate within those 3 minutes. Time and tide waits for none. So you have to be sharp by 9:15. Is it fine, Ritesh? No, Chitti Babu, no half marks. Either full or zero. We thought of making negative marking also. We did not do that. So suppose if it would have gone through negative marking, then it would have been more enjoyment, right? So we will do the same next time. Manny, your name touches me specifically by seeing that movie yesterday. Anthony, what happened? Cool then. So time is up. 9:15. So I hope everybody did it right. So I'll once again, Stuti, not an issue. We will discuss it. Manny, I am from India. You're asking me the question. Okay, guys, just confirm me on chat if you're again able to see my screen. So someone asked me who got the high score. Now if I check the analysis, then we won't be able to complete the class. You want me to check that as of now, or we can publish it across the mail? Yeah, good question. Anyone who got 50? Anyone who got 50? Apart from me, okay. I got 50. Anyone got 50 among everyone? Anyone who got 45? Jashwant, tell me one thing. CDS view is basically where you are manipulating a data model with the help of a select query, right? Yes or no? Jashwant, tell me yes or no. It's basically a select query where we are getting a semantic data model, right? Jashwant, are you there? So since we are doing a select query on the basis to make it a semantically rich data model, how will you make use of loops in a CDS view? Okay, let us proceed then. Okay, so till now we have been seeing simple examples of CDS view, which were basically a type of a select statement, and you could surely add a where condition also, right, to filter the data. But in that where condition, it was we were giving basically a type of a static condition, right? So rather than giving a static where clause, we will now make use of a parameterized view, wherein we will try to fulfill all the different kinds of project requirements. Because basically, in a project requirements, normally we get a kind of a user interface where a user enters something, right? So if a user enters something, so Anthony, anyways, you will be having the system access till the month end. So today is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 and 31, because this is July. So you have got 5 days, not an issue. You can practice the same. And even you will be having access to all the videos and all the contents, everything as a part of your training link, as a part of your lifetime access. Okay, so not an issue. Yes, Sayed, we can discuss on the same after the training. Let's focus on now back on the content. Okay. So what I was telling is, I lost it. So what will happen in most of our project requirements, user interaction will be required, right? So when a user interaction comes into picture, what will happen? You will be giving a parameter or a select options or whatever it is. So since the user interaction comes into picture, a static where clause or a CDS view with just by fetching the data won't be helping me, right? I won't be able to give the required data modeling. Otherwise, what will happen? I will filter the data, go to my ABAP OpenSQL, again do the filtration on the basis of my user parameters, right? I don't want to do that. What I want to do, since I want to move all the code to the database layer, what I'll do, I'll be able to filter the data based on whatever parameters they are giving me. So now on that concept, we'll be understanding what you understand by CDS with parameters. So with CDS with input parameters, it is now possible to add the parameters to take the user input and filter out the data from the CDS view accordingly. Fine. So what I have done, I have selected the template as define view with parameters. Fine. Now let me create a CDS view for you. So what I'll do, define view, this is parameters. Here I will give the SQL view name. Suppose Z SQL view. Fine. Okay. Then with parameters. Okay. So define view with parameters. So for the parameters name, suppose what I want to do, I want to select data from Mara and MAKT table. Okay. And I want to input the data on the basis of my material number and the description on the basis of my language. So what I'll do here in the parameter name and the parameter type, what you need to do, you specify your own parameter name. Suppose P underscore Matner, okay, colon, and the parameter type. So ABAP dot, as we discussed yesterday, suppose char 18, okay, shift enter, char 18, fine. Then if I want to give one more parameter, as I told, I want to get the description on the basis of my language, right? So P underscore lang, then colon, and my language will be having the length type as 1, abap.char1. Okay, so with parameters, parameter name, colon, whatever parameter type as in the data type, abap.char or char. So suppose if you want to ask me what all data types it will support, just do a control space and you will be able to see what all data types it is supporting. Fine. Now, okay, so this is done. Now what I'll do, I'll select from the data source. What I'll do, I'll try to make a join on Mara and MAKT table. Select from Mara as A, okay, then inner join MAKT as B on A.Matner Sometimes rather than giving A dot Matner equals to B dot Matner. This is my join condition. Now what I'll do, I will give the elements here which I want. So what I want to make the A dot Matner as my key. Okay. So A dot Matner, fine, as material number, fine. Okay, now what I want to do, whatever this material number will be coming with my leading zeros, right? Now I want to show one more column where I'll be showing only the material number without any leading zeros. So there is a inbuilt function for that called ltrim. So ltrim, after ltrim, now the best part is that inside your inbuilt function you can either use this column or I can directly use my input parameter also in my columns. Okay, so I'll show you how to use my parameters in my column. So E underscore Matner, comma 0. I want to delete all the leading zeros. Ltrim as trimmed material. Fine. Now what after that I want to show the material description. BA dot maktx as material description. Then I want to show the language. Okay, so for when I'm trying to use the parameters, there are two syntaxes. One is colon, directly the parameter name. Other is $parameters dot then your parameter name. Either you can use directly colon and your parameter name, or $parameters dot then your parameter name. So if I give, this is my language code, right? Then what I'll do, I'll say case, what I'll do, p underscore language, I'll use what I told yesterday. When it will be English, then I'll give the description as English. Else, what I'll do, I'll give the description as non-English. Fine. As, sorry, first I have to end it, right? And as okay, and as the language. Fine. Now, since I have used input parameters, what I need to do is where and as language. Okay, so I gave my language code, I gave this and as language. Now what I'll do, where a dot Matner equals to p underscore Matner and b dot slash equals to p underscore language. Fine, this is done. So as I told you, I can use either $parameters, so let me show you one through $parameters. Okay, now let me do a syntax check on this, and now let me activate. Cool, then this got activated. Let me take a material number from the system. So let me take a material number from my Mara table, right? So I'll take suppose this material number, fine. So let me execute the same. Now I give the material number and I'll give the language as English. Guys, a request, if you have logged into the system, please log out of the system. So see this, material number is 21. Trimmed material, what it did, it deleted all the leading zeros from this material number 21. Material description, language code as English and language is English. Fine. Now suppose, so what I did basically, define view, CDS view name with input parameters. Okay. So here you can describe your parameters here. Mohit, this is not for the end user. This is for my purpose only, because when you are giving CDS view with parameters, you will be consuming the same in your ABAP layer or somewhere. This you will not give for the user reference. This is for my reference because I want to filter the data on this purpose. This is not for the end users. Okay. So what I did, define view, whatever view name you want to give with parameters. You can give innumerable number of parameters here by comma, 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 parameter name and the parameter type. Whatever parameter types are supported as a part of ABAP dot control space, and you will be able to see all the different parameter options available. Then what I did here, I selected made this. So then I selected the material number as my first column name. Then I wanted to display all the material numbers without any leading zeros if they have any leading zeros. So what I did, directly use the inbuilt function ltrim. In the ltrim, I can even pass a.matner, but what I wanted to show you is that you can pass all these parameters as a part of your columnar expressions also. So what I wanted to do, whatever input parameters I'm passing, I wanted to convert it as into the without leading zeros. So I ltrim, and now for the parameters I can use it in two ways: either colon, then your parameters name, or dollar parameters dot parameter name. Either of the two you can use as a syntax. So either you can use colon parameters or dollar parameters dot parameter name, colon parameter name or dollar parameters dot parameter name. Fine. So after that, what I did, I have used this for ltrimming. Now I wanted the material description. Then I have again used the same parameter as the language code. Now what I am doing, if it is E, then English, else as non-English. Okay, so use this case expression also. Now since I have to filter the data on the basis of this join, what I am doing, a.matner equals to whatever material number I am giving, and language equals to whatever language I am specifying. So once I do the output, now okay. Suppose now let me take this value. What do you say? Some other value. Suppose I take something without leading zeros. Fine. I take suppose this one. I pass this. I pass as English. Okay. See this test material 16. So here it will not be able to ltrim. So the beautiful concept of ltrim is, suppose in your real-time scenario, you want to get such a scenario wherein you have a use cases of material as in whatever it is. Suppose it's a material number or employee number or whatever it is. Suppose there is a combination of such data where you need to trim or where you don't need to trim. So the best feature of this is that if there is a leading zero, then only it will trim. If there is no leading zero, then it will not hamper your data. So both of your requirements will be satisfied. So suppose if the end user wants this to come as it is and the number they want to come without leading zeros, then this takes care of both the things. So you saw how to create a CDS view with input parameters where you need to pass all the parameters and it is filtering out the data. Now there can be one more scenario I want to show you where you can call this CDS view in another CDS view. Okay, to call this CDS view in another CDS view, I have already written a demo. I'll show you that. So see this, what I am doing, I am calling this CDS view, which is a CDS view with input parameters. I am passing the same, right? So what I am doing here, suppose this CDS view, it is the CDS view with input parameters. I want to call this CDS view with input parameters in another CDS view. So what I am doing, I have to again create with input parameters, right? Because you have to pass the input parameters for the same. As select from the CDS view name, then open bracket, close bracket, first parameter name, whatever it is for this CDS view, it will come as a part of the signature. You don't need to do anything. So it will come as a part of the signature. Then here you need to pass your p_matner. After that, whatever $parameters dot input matner have, whatever I'm passing here, and under the p_language, I'm passing this one. So as I told you, there are two syntaxes: $parameters dot parameter name or colon dot colon in the parameter name. So what I mean to tell you here is that suppose if I do this CDS3, okay, select here, do shift and enter, automatically your system is behaving very slow. See here, automatically the signature will show you whatever input parameters this CDS view has. Now, what you need to do is that you need to pass this here. So for passing this here, what you need to do, either you write $parameters dot input matner or colon and this. So $parameters dot input underscore matner, I'm passing one of my input parameters, and for language I'm passing one of my input parameters. Now here, as your wish, if you want to get all the key elements, you can get all the key elements. If I don't want to get all the key elements, I'll pass whatever is required. Okay, so let me activate this and show you. System is behaving very slowly today. Fine then. So let me see the data preview. So I'll try to pass the matner and the language. So I'm passing it here. See here, I want to display only the material description and the language, not in the code in terms of proper description. So since I had passed material description, key as material and language, so it is showing me that only. Till this point, is it clear? How to create a CDS view with input parameters, and suppose if I want to use that CDS view with input parameters in another CDS view. Is this clear to everyone? So this is clear to everyone, right? So now that you saw how to create CDS with input parameters and how to call a CDS with input parameters in a CDS view, let us understand how do we consume the CDS views in ABAP OpenSQL. Okay, how do we consume the CDS views in ABAP OpenSQL? So let me write a report for that. So let me create a new report. So if you are creating through ADT, just keep in mind you have to write program. The word is program. So it's called ABAP program. So next, now let me give a name to this. Suppose Z report CDS consumption. Fine. Description as consumption of CDS view in ABAP. Okay. Click on next. Click on finish. Okay. So suppose now I give a parameters suppose p underscore material type Matner. Okay, parameters p underscore material type Matner. Then okay, then what I'll do a select from your the whatever CDS view name I have. Okay, so select from, suppose I had created the CDS view name as, what is my CDS view name? So my CDS view name is this one. So select from input system is behave. Guys, if you have logged into the system, please can you log out of the system? Okay, so see here. Automatically it gave the signature with whatever you need to pass, right? So here I'll pass English, and in the p.matner, what I'll do, I'll pass my p underscore material 1. Sorry, p underscore material. Okay. Then once I have done this, fields, whatever I want to select, suppose, let me see what all fields are there. I want to select material number, comma, material description, comma, language underscore code, comma, and the language. And the language, okay, into table @data lt underscore result. Fine. So select from CDS view. This was the signature because I'm using a CDS view with input parameters. So here I have to pass whatever material number I'm passing, since my language is English. So I'm passing that, or you can use the Psi language as well. Fine. So System is behaving very slowly. Okay, fine. Fine then. So now what I'll do, CL demo, rather than doing this thing, better that I write on CL demo output. Let me go with display, and let me give the signature name, Control Shift hash. Okay. Now in the data, I'll pass the data, and in the name, whatever name I want to pass, suppose CDS view output. Fine. So I pass the CDS view output with the material number. Let it get to the syntax check. Okay, done. So here, so what I've done, select from my CDS view name. Since I've taken CDS view with input parameters, so here you need to pass p.matter and p_language. And we have already discussed about this. Since this is my escape host variable, why? Because this is my ABAP layer host expressions. So to understand that this is what is different from your database layer, so I need to pass this with the escape host sequence key. Then fields, whatever fields I want to select, I've selected all the fields. Into table, add the rate data, lt_result data, and I want to display the result. Now let me activate this. Yes, Bharti, select options is possible with CDS view, but there are a lot of restriction and changes that you need to do. That is, you cannot do like CDS with input parameters. What is there? You need to do it as a part of, after projecting the data, then you need to like filter out the data. You cannot, it cannot be done like this thing. If you want to make more use of select options, then you need to go with AMDP. Getting my point? Basically, what you need to do is you need to create a table function. You can explore that. In case of any issues, do write out to us. We'll help you for CDS with select options. To tell you in a one line in a layman's language, direct CDS with as like input parameters is possible. In the direct way, CDS with select options is not possible. In case if you want to with CDS with select options, then you need to go the other way around. That is, you need to create a table function and all, and then you need to do it. You cannot use it directly. If you have got such use cases where you need to use CDS with, you need to pass select options and all, go for AMDP. Go for AMDP. That is one more better solution. Is it clear, Bharti? Okay. So what I was doing it, I was showing you here. Okay, control, and I have activated it. So let me show you the output. Okay, let me give this thing. See here, the output came. Material number, material description, language code, and English. See this. material number, material description, language code and English. So what I did basically, I consumed this CDS view in my ABAP layer. So if you see here from the real-time use scenario, if you get such a requirement where you can push the entire code to the database to do all types of calculations or aggregations, pass the parameters and all, just create a CDS view, write your entire logic there, just pass your the input parameters here, push all the logic to the backend as in the database, get just the required output from there and do a display on that. Here I've used just for display for this one, otherwise just use an ALV, pass the entire data, create a field catalog and show the output. So you're clear with this, how to consume it in the OpenSQL? So that's why I've used the scenario of CDS with input parameters so that it covers the normal CDS also. Because normal CDS is nothing, just you need to do a select query on that. Guys, is it clear? How do you consume a CDS view in your ABAP OpenSQL? Cool then. So a general suggestion, if you get a requirement where you need to pass select options, please go for AMDP. Please go for AMDP. Handle the select options via AMDP. In case if you see that your TL or someone is pushing you for CDS only, then you need to make use of table function. You can handle your select options in CDS using table function, not normally. CDS normally handles input parameters. Best option for select options is AMDP. Is it clear? Jaswant, where do you want to apply the where clause again? You have already applied the where clause to your CDS view, right? See here, I am pushing my input parameters to my DB code, right? Here I am when I am doing this CDS view with input parameters, already I have used this input parameters as a part of my CDS view. Where did it go? Yeah, as a part of my CDS view. Can you see here this where clause? So again, why do you want to filter out the data here? Is it clear, Jaswant? Okay, guys. So you are clear with this concept, like how to make use of a CDS view in your ABAP OpenSQL. So this is the use case that what I was telling you about. If you want to push all your code to the database to get finally the finally outputted data, push your entire code to your CDS view, do all this trimming, then your case expression, do your everything, okay, then get your final output data back. So when you are calling this CDS view with input parameters, it is giving you the finally redefined data. Then display that data as a part of your how you use it. Either you use OOPS ALV or either you use ALV with field catalog or whatever it is. Sheikh, I don't understand. Why do you want to change the parameter name? Where do you want to change the parameter name? This is the nomenclature which I gave at the CDS view layer. And anyways, this is not for end user purpose. This is for the understanding of the CDS view that this is my input parameter. This is not for any semantics or anything. Try to understand. This is not for any semantics. If you see, have I used any annotation here? This is not from any annotation or any semantics point of view. This is just for this question. Okay. So Jaswant, if you are asking about as a part of the end user, if you want to convert this into a text element, so from here, how do you do is open others, Click on text elements. Go to the selection text and edit mode. Make this as material number. Activate, report activate. Let me close this one. Let me activate this thing one more time. And let me do a execution on this. See this material number came. And now if I want to pass, execute this, your output came. Does this answer your query, Syed, or whoever was asking me? Sheikh, is it answerable? Fine. You also understood how to create a text element from Eclipse, right? Open with and go to others. Open others and go to text elements. Fine. So this is how you create the text elements also. In 7.31 and all, you cannot use the inline declaration. It is applicable only from NetWeaver Stack 7.4. So if you're working in a client project which is older than 7.4, you cannot use any of your modern ABAP syntaxes, nothing. And anyways, now most of the clients are already migrating to your 7.4, 7.5 and all. So you won't be having issues. Just check the release version before you apply any of your new codes. Is it clear, Syed? So Mohit, to answer this question, to find the standard series views on the basis of tables, this is applicable only from S4HANA. Before that, they will not get it. So as a part of your S4HANA, I'll just show you one example. System gets logged out so many times. So I'll show you an example of MARC table, okay. So if you see this goes to extras, go to the replacement object. Can you see this replacement object? Replacement object NSDM underscore E underscore Marcy. Just double click, just select this. System is very slow. NSDM underscore E underscore Marcy. Just do one thing now. Go to my this one and just do a Control Shift A on your project and search that NSDM underscore E underscore Marcy. So NSDM underscore E underscore Marcy. Can you see this data definition? Just double click on this. This is my CDS view and this is my this is my SQL view and this is my CDS view. The same if I go here and if you give this view here, see this. So this is your DDL source name, this is your SQL view name, and that NSDM underscore E underscore Marcy is your CDS view name. So as a part of your standard tables, whichever gets associated with any CDS view as a part of your S4HANA on-premise system, so just go to the replacement object as a part of your database table and see if SAP is giving any CDS view as a part of the standard database table or not. Is it clear, Mohit? How to check? If you want to refer to the standard CDS views, extras, click on replacement object. You will get this, your replacement object is your CDS view name. Remember, this will be your CDS view name. Do not club with the same CDS view name. And this is what I was talking about. See, in SAP, they believe that this is your CDS view name This is your SQL view name. And when I go to the SQL view name, as I already showed you now, you found out that your SQL view name, CDS view name, and DDL source name were different, right? See this. See this. So earlier SAP used to do this practice, but then they got rid away from this, and then they started telling that it is not technically necessary that your CDS view name and your DDL source name have to be same. So you can apply this trick in your system. If you have an S4HANA system, just apply this trick and you will get it. Okay, so now coming to the last topic, that is the advantages and the limitations that you have with CDS view, which you should be very clear. So if you talk in terms of advantages, so just a second. So if you talk in terms of advantages, as I had told you, CDS view has got two flavors, right? That is the ABAP CDS and the HANA CDS, which are basically the two different shaping of one concept. So both offers an easy to understandable reusable tool which helps us to achieve the code push down. So as you all are new to this thing, it may take a bit of a learning curve to move the complete logic down to the database level, but CDS view really offers a very nice way to abstract that code push down process and mask it behind, so that as you all as a developer will be familiar with more of OpenSQL and the code push down process. So in this, what do you get in return is that you get the dual benefit of simpler and faster code, and whatever discipline and efforts that you put, it is really worth it because you are getting your more optimized code and a very lesser execution time. So general recommendation, if we are on a system with SAP HANA underneath, that is an SAP HANA database, you can and you should use CDS views and go for the code push down. If we are on a system with SAP HANA database, please mark my words. If you are on a system with SAP HANA as a database, underneath you can and you should use CDS view for making use of code push down. If you are a developer on a custom system which is having a non-HANA database underneath, though CDS supports, it is independent of database, but still your CDS view should not be the preferred choice, because suppose if the customer is likely to switch to SAP HANA or S4HANA soon, then it makes sense to think about applying the concepts of CDS. But if they are not in a mood to migrate to SAP HANA or S4HANA or whatever it is, then you would have to test the things very much accurately, and the performance and all the feasibility and whether it will be applicable or not. So be aware that the test that you have to do, it has to be done on all the landscapes, that is whether dev, quality or production, if your client is on a non-HANA database system. Otherwise, you as a developer may be expecting big surprises, whether that something may be working in this system and something may be not be working in the other system. So if you are on a non-HANA database system, make sure that if you are applying the concepts of CDS, you do thorough testing, thorough and rigorous end-to-end testing. Specifically, if I say that you are regression testing in terms of all your landscapes before you move the code to go live. Furthermore, CDS views push the logic to the client side also, as I told you, because CDS views are able to control your SAP Fiori elements as well as your SAP UFS smart controls through the annotations, and which we will be covering this in the advanced courses as a part of our training curriculum. Okay. So with the help of CDS view, a large part of the logic of your ABAP application can easily be outsourced from the ABAP code to the CDS view. So the basic advantage and the most important learning and the takeaway that you get from CDS view is that your larger part of your logic of your ABAP application server can be completely outsourced from your ABAP code to the CDS view, as I showed you from one scenario, and therefore we can do a complete code push down from your application server to the database and shift from your classical ABAP programming paradigm to the new programming model and make it neat and cleaner and get more optimized performance and get the best potential out of it. But we cannot ignore the limitations that CDS view gives. The biggest limitation is, what can be the biggest limitation you people never thought about? We cannot debug this CDS view. We cannot debug this CDS view at all. This is the biggest limitation. So if any issue happens, you cannot debug this CDS view at all. Second point, it will return only one result set. It will return only one result set. So if you see, I have to write all the select into everything, and then it will return only one result set. And whenever I am doing a join, we have to make sure that whatever fields we are doing a join, the data type and the length has to match for both the tables. If it is not matching, please make sure, if the data type is not matching, please go for AMDP and not for CDS. So first limitation, you cannot debug CDS at all. Second limitation, it has to be a single result set. And third limitation, whenever you are trying to apply a join on the fields of the two different tables, make sure that both the fields have the same data type and the same length. If in case it is not true, please go for AMDP. So these are the three important limitations which you need to keep in mind. Is it clear, the advantage and the limitations that you get? Okay guys, so with this, we'll be calling it off with this session as a part of this course. Fine, I'll be putting you into the, I'll be muting you. Like we can have a 2-minute discussion. I have muted you all. If anybody wants to ask me anything, they can unmute one by one, just for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we can call it a day. Anyone wants to ask me anything?
Yeah. Actually,
Hello?
can we get some real-time examples so that we can do the practice more?
I already shared some of the real-time scenarios only when I was telling you. So see, real-time scenarios will obviously vary from your client project to your end-user requirements. There are a lot of real-time scenarios. So in case if you're stuck with anything, do reach out to us, do write out to us. Whether if you've got such a requirement, well, we'll be really help to give our consulting in terms of like how to achieve that solution.
Okay. Yeah,
Is it clear, Ritesh?
Yes. All sessions are very nice and you explain very clearly. Awesome.
Thanks, Ritesh. Anyone else, anything? Bharti, you want to speak anything? Stuti, you want to speak anything? And whoever speaking, please speak, be loud and clear. Stuti, you want to say anything? Raghu, you want to say anything?
Yeah, hello.
We getting
Yeah.
more and other sessions like this.
Please let us speak one by one. So Stuti, you can start. Others, please can you go on mute?
Yeah, hi Kabir. The session was very interactive and very detailed one, and like you did a great job, and we are very much thankful to this thing, and hope for more good sessions from your side, and we are waiting for it.
Yeah,
And
thanks a
one
lot,
more,
Stuti.
yeah,
Yeah, tell
and
me.
Kabir, like, can you cover the table function, or can you give just an overview on this?
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm going to disclose now. So what I'm telling is as a part of our upcoming courses, okay. So starting from 3rd of August, so one part which I told you with respect to annotations, okay. If you guys are really interested to develop theory applications with the help of only CDS and annotations, and with the new skill that SAP is offering you now, so from 3rd of August there is a training which will be starting. That is CDS with query elements, which completely focuses on building query applications, as in the list reports, analytical list pages and all. and where it will be dead from writing from the scratch. If that is a part of your learning, please do join that course. And as a part of the request from everyone that you want to understand AMDP, that you want to understand serious table functions, that you want to understand more of modern ABAP syntax, so we will be starting with a course from the next month, upcoming month, at the end of August, around 29th or 22nd of August, wherein we'll be covering the advanced concepts of like CDS through SALB IDA, then your AMDP, CDS table function, and more of your modern ABAP syntax. Is it clear, Stuti?
Yeah, okay, Kabir. That would be great. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so whatever is a part of your learning kitty, so since as a part of the request from a lot of people, we will be covering that as a part of an advanced course, wherein we'll be covering AMDP, serious table functions, your more of modern ABAP syntax, where you can do more with SQL functions, and your different more of modern ABAP syntaxes. Yeah. If you have subscribed to SAP Yard, you will be getting all the notifications. So, genuine request to all people who haven't subscribed to SAP Yard, please subscribe to SAP Yard so that you keep on getting all the notifications. Okay. Fine then. On that note, we will be closing this session, and with this we come to the end of this training. And the people who are requesting for server access, please reach out to SAP Yard so that we can see what can be done. Because as a part of this free training course, we had tried to accommodate free server access. So we'll see what can be done, if it can be done at a reasonable, economical cost. Okay, so we'll see that. So do reach out to us, write out to us in case you have any issues, whether you are stuck with some real-time scenarios, you want consultation or anything, do reach out to us. And also, as I told you, that SC63 and SLXC, I'll be sharing a detailed step-by-step documentation on that. Okay, so I'll again repeat, people, since you all have gone through the assessment today and have submitted your response, we'll capture the responses, okay, and we'll share the feedback like how we have done, and also request you that Tuesday is the deadline. Please submit all your assessments, the assignments by Tuesday, so that you get the complete hands-on on whatever you have learned as of now. Okay. Yesterday the same question remains for the assignment on CDS. Make use of all the concepts in a single CDS view. Because why we are doing code push down? Because we want to use all the concepts in a single CDS view. Utilize all the concepts, case expression, arithmetic expression, typecasting, everything in a single CDS view, and do create a CDS view and consume it in an ABAP layer, just to add to that. Fine. Okay then, with this we come to the end of this session. Meet you guys again. Hope to meet you with hope that we again overcome with each other in the next training course. Do keep in touch. Thanks guys. Okay, stay safe. Stay inside. Okay, bye guys. Take care.